What's happening, YouTube? Good morning, man. Your boy Philan speaks back, man. Oh man, we got a lot of good stuff going on, man. Today we got some good WNBA games to talk about, which I will talk about probably a little bit later. But right now, man, I got football. I got football on my mind, man. Teams are really starting OTAs. The Philadelphia Eagles have started that. I don't really have a lot to report from that other than the Philadelphia Eagles, I think, defensively are trying to lock down that second cornerback that's going to go besides Quinyon Mitchell. And that's between either third-year cornerback Keely Ringo out of Georgia, who came along with, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and, N'Kobe Dean. So it's between Keely Ringo and, of course, second-year standout Cooper DeJean. And it's just a matter of, who's going to be in the slot, who's going to be on the outside. I think ideally, I think you want Cooper DeJean in the slot. Because, number one, he's good at it. He's shown that. He's also very physical. And he's a guy, man, that's like an extra linebacker in there. He was a big part of the reason why the Eagles' middle was a no-fly zone, man. You had long guys like Zach Bond in there. You had extremely intelligent guys like N'Kobe Dean in there. And then once we had inserted Cooper DeJean in that middle part, man, bro, it was like a no-fly zone. And you saw that on display in the Super Bowl and really pretty much all last year. So that's probably one of the biggest things Vic Fangio's got to figure out. You also want to incorporate who many believe is the best linebacker in the draft, Jihad Campbell, into the situation. He'll probably be starting on where N'Kobe Dean was, but he's also a guy with the versatility that you use as an edge rusher as well. And then we had some other guys, man, that came in from the Giants. Ojulari, some other guys, man, that I think are not going to be a drop-off. And definitely, that strong safety spot, it used to be free as strong safety, right? Now, I don't know what these guys are really doing these days, but the safety spot where C.J. Gardner-Johnson had rolled, it's going to come down to either third-year guy, Sidney Brown, and this kid we just drafted out of Texas. So it's gonna be interesting who takes that. But whoever it is, you're going to have a very athletic and aggressive guy there at safety. Not going to lose anything at all. With the assumption that Reed Blankenship keeps his spot at the other safety. Which, in my opinion, I believe Blankenship shouldn't be a lock like that. I think he's a guy that you could upgrade from. But I'm not going to demand it necessarily. He's very liked around here in Philly. He's a very popular player, and it isn't like he hurt the defense. You know what I mean? He actually does make some good plays. He's a very smart player. I like smart guys, I like smart guys. I'll just leave it at that, man. Now, I think personally, man, obviously, when we talk about the NFC East, I got us winning the NFC East again. So this will be the first time, what did they say, 2021 seasons that a team would repeat as an NFC East winner. This hasn't happened. It's always been flipped, mostly between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I think the Eagles are going to repeat this year. Barring something crazy, a major injury to a major player, like a quarterback or something like that, God forbid, I don't see why the Eagles wouldn't repeat. Now, as far as who's going to come in second, third, and fourth, I think it's very interesting, man. I think a lot of people, based on last year, are crowning the Commanders as the second team, because they had Debo Samuels and a couple other players, pieces on defense and stuff like that, which I'll go into in more detail in a later video. But I'm not so sure, man. I'm not so sure how they match up against Dallas. And then even the New York Giants, I think, have a chance to be a surprise team this year. I think most people are like putting the Giants there at fourth. And I'm not so certain, man. I'm really looking at the Giants and what they're building. And they on the low, they're building something that could be possibly strong. Now, what's going to be crazy, though, is when we talk about, 2-3 years down the line, they really need this Jackson Dart to pan out. They really need Jackson Dart to pan out. Because I'm telling you, Shador is about to own Cleveland. Things I'm hearing, things I'm seeing, and things I already kind of figured what was going on down there. Shador about to be a star down there. If Jackson Dart don't pan out and Shador Sanders does, Giants. Yeah, somebody gonna be on the hot seat right there. Like, for real. Somebody gonna be on the hot seat. Because, like, this refusal to draft Shador Sanders is gonna bite a lot of people in the behind. This challenging him and all of that. Because when you look at Jackson Dart, like, I get it. He wasn't bad in the SEC, as far as numbers wise, and he was in a good division, SEC. I give him all of that. But the only reason I can see they took him over Shador is maybe they wanted a guy that uses his legs more, runs more. Shador's not much of a runner. That's the only thing I can think of. They kind of really want another Daniel Jones, when you look at it. Maybe he has a stronger arm a little bit, but I still don't get that one. But before we get to Jackson Dart, right now we're going to see how Russell Wilson looks in the offense. And I think Russell will be fine. He has Malik Neighbors. Giants actually had a sneaky good running game last year with the rookie running back or the running back that took over for Saquon. He's not bad. The Giants typically, as long as they get an offensive line going, which has really been their problem the whole time Saquon was there, if they can get that, then they could have a sneaky good running game. Their running back last year got them over 1,000 yards. You got that. You got Malik Neighbors, who'll be in his second year. Competent quarterback this time, and Russell Wilson. But the main thing about the New York Giants, man, they might be building what could be, this upcoming year, the second best defense in the division. Eagles, I presume, will still be the number one defense in that division. But, man, you got to think about it. At every level, they have superstars the Giants will have. They're going to have Dexter Lawrence, at the first level. Kayvon Thibodeau, coming off the edge. Or whether they're going to use him as a linebacker coming off the edge. They just added a dude that I think going to be the best player in last year's draft, and that Dude Carter. Dude Carter from Penn State. Listen, y'all think Micah is an animal? This boy right here, Dude Carter? Yeah. He like that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing to play with. They got two physical corners, both over 6 feet tall, 161, 162. I'm not too certain about their safeties like that. But with the Giants, I would not be surprised as the New York Giants had like the second best defense in the division and a top 10 defense in the league, period, or better. I would not be surprised. And with that, that's going to make the NFC East very interesting. I don't got them beating the Eagles, but it ain't going to be, I don't think it's going to be that simple for Dallas, and I don't think it's going to be that simple for Washington, because you're talking about now Russell Wilson there at the quarterback. You know, I'm not saying he's just been so super fabulous Seattle Russell, but he's competent. He's not an idiot. He's a far different quarterback than Daniel Jones and, you know, all these other guys they had, you know, which has been Daniel Jones. So I think people should be on the lookout for the New York Giants, man. I'm serious. I'm serious about that. Like, you understand the importance of defense. Dallas, I know Cowboy fans are really, really big on George Pickens, and I am too. Dallas should have a very potent offense. You got Ferguson at tight end, who's a decent tight end. You got these two receivers. And honestly, man, those two receivers they got, Lamb and Pickens, that'll challenge AJ and Devontae for the best receivers in the division, no doubt about it. The question, though, for them is and will always be Dak Prescott, though. Dak Prescott, man, a guy that Pro Football Focus, I think, or one of them joints rated him 17th best quarterback. I think that is kind of crazy. I don't think he that bad. But he's a guy, man, that, like, his MO so far has been that, you know, against subpar talent, subpar defenses, he go out there and light them up. But then, you know, when you're talking about, like, top-tier competition, playoff teams, that sort of thing, Dak Prescott, man, he ain't the same. He's been struggling, so he got to prove that he can do it. You know, and I know Cowboy fans come in here and see how he played against the Eagles, but Dak Prescott hasn't faced this Eagles defense with Vic Fangio. So none of that stuff count. All that's out the window. He ain't faced this Eagles team, so, you know, we gonna see. We're going to have to see about that, man. So my prediction right now, Eagles win the division. I think I got Dallas, Giants, then Washington. Yeah, I think I got the Eagles coming up first, Dallas, Giants, then Washington. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants came in second. It's crazy. And in a way, I wouldn't be getting surprised in Washington, but just I don't like Washington's defense. That's really my thing. I don't like Washington's defense, man. So, I don't know, man. You football fans out there, let me know what you think. I'm out.